Ripple in the SEC update. You gotta hear the latest because Wednesday's coming up. Trump 24-person crypto council XRP price talk at the end.
Due to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
Had to do the intro over a few times because I was covered in dog hair and got caught on camera brushing it off. I'm still covered in dog hair, and yes, I'm still brushing it off. Heat map? That doesn't look good. This looks good. This looks really good. This could be good. And this, it's getting better. Before we get into crypto news, your comments come first because you, the viewer, kicked more ass than Bruce Lee. Well, obviously. Chris Crooks, radiating love, says good morning. There's still a week left to call Gensler and tell him how happy you are that he's moving on next week. His number is 202-551-2100. You are welcome. Yeah, get a hold of Gary at the SC and tell him how great of a job he did catching FTX, Celsius, Babel, Three Arrows, CoinFlex. What? Sorry, there was just so many of them. Do Kwon, the Luna thing. I mean, come on, guys. Andrew Butcher. My folks may cancel their annual vacation down to Tennessee this July due to the shit Canadian dollar. They're hoping for a nice crypto pop leading up to the day. Yeah, we were talking earlier about countries out there going to BTC and other cryptos as strategic reserves because their fiat is starting to be eroded. Dude, I can remember the days where it was one-to-one travel from the United States to Canada in terms of currency exchange. Scott Lester hanging out with us says Powell's gone after the 20th. Wrong. Powell will not be gone after the 20th. And I'm in on the long game, but the 5 to 10% dips, this coin will be worth millions in 2 to 5 years. Scott is very optimistic. And remember, I bring you news with good or bad, happy or sad. Lots of good today, but let's start off with something sad. No, you are not the father. Be happy about that. Bitcoin sitting at 91,734. Pullout game strong, while ETH's money game is not strong. 3,021. Actually be at 245. Doing fairly well on this move. 245 is very strong considering the rest of the market's got some pretty big downtime percentages. Avalanche down 9%. Tron's TRX wouldn't touch that piece of shit either. Down 8%. ETH 8%. ADA down 7%. So a lot of players down there, big percentages. XP down only 2.8%. XLM sitting at 41.6. Doge 32 cents, rounding it off. Details of Donald Trump's Crypto Advisory Council emerges as inauguration looms. Yeah, see, so the closer we're getting to the 20th when Trump and the new pro-crypto regime takes office, the more info we're going to get. It just makes sense, right? The 24-man lady giraffe crypto council, the people who pleaded anonymity, revealed that Trump intends to appoint 24 crypto leaders for the advisory role. The constituents would include CEOs and founders in the crypto space. Garlinghouse, potentially? I don't know. Who would help formulate policies to guide the space, advise the presidency on digital assets, and help create proposed BTC reserves. Saylor? But is Trump going to hang out with Saylor? Furthermore, the report revealed that most of the members of the community already have close ties with Trump, and some have met with Trump to discuss this stuff. Notably, several industry leaders recently visited with Trump. Oh yeah, we saw the Garlinghouse Alderati photo, right? Just throwing it out there. Okay, just throwing it out there. Trump 24-person giraffes included, if that's how you identify. Cool. I like this. That's good. Treasury Secretary nominee. All right, these people got to get vetted through the Senate. And I believe it's the Senate. And anyways, they do this and they have to disclose stuff. This is kind of cool. What are they disclosing? They own tons of crypto ETFs. Bitcoin exposure through IBIT. A document released on Saturday by the U.S. Office of Government Ethics revealed Besson's ownership of the stake in the BTC ETF. It showed that they own between 250,000 and 500,000 worth of BlackRock's iShares. The whole financial thing is listed right here, and holy poop, some of these numbers are freaking huge. You should totally check it out. This dude is an absolute fucking monster whale. Residential real estate in the Nassau, Bahamas, homeboy has anywhere between 5 and 25 million there. Cashiers, North Carolina's got 5 and 25 million. So holy crap. Now, yeah, here's that iShares Bitcoin Trust right here. By the way, this and everything else, it's all linked in the description below. Look at that. That's really not that much in comparison. I mean, it's still like big, but it's not like that much. Because look, in the Invesco Triple Q Trust, he has over 50 million. What about the S&P 500 equal weight? It has over 50 million. So dude's got a lot of money. So really, 250,000 and 500,000, that's really not that much money. Like, really not that much money from. Let's talk about XRP Ripple SEC latest. XRP poised for a major rally. Is pro crypto SEC signals likely Ripple victory. So there's a date coming up, right? They have to file on Wednesday, I believe it is. And here's the thing. This is still Gary Gensler's SEC. He's a procedural piece of crap, right? So you know he's going to procedurally do stuff. Now, could people sway him into being like, yo, dude, don't be an a-hole. You're leaving anyways on the 20th, so just don't file it, let it go? Or do you think Gary's going to stand firm? To be honest with you, we've seen Gary over these last several years stand firm on a lot of stuff. And honestly, he keep saying that he's the cop on the beat. And I think he's going to be that cop on the beat to the end of the day. End of the 20th. And then we get to see what happens. So will they file procedural appeal? I think they will go through all the procedural stuff on Wednesday. Will it have an effect? I mean, if people want to overreact on the short term, I get it, but I'm not really too worried about it because then the new crypto regime takes place in the 20th. That's what I'm saying. You got to sometimes eat the poop sandwich. It's just how it is. No matter what you do, not everything is perfect. Sometimes there's some losses. Yeah, we hope they're more short term than long term. But you got to eat the poop sandwich, and this might be an instance of it. SEC to withdraw its appeal? It's possible. I guess I see it this way. Up until like the last second of the last day, that's still Gensler's SEC. And I don't know. I just think High Horse Gary is just going to continue with it. Will this get taken care of shortly after? Yes, I believe so. So long term, am I worried about it? No. Short term, I think a lot of people have expectations that they're going to submit their opening brief by January 15th, and I don't know about that. Overall, crypto market volume up nicely since Sunday, up 110% to $152 billion. Unfortunately, though, it is the BTC dominance, and you can see it easily up on screen. BTC down 3%, ETH down 8%, Solana down 6%. I showed you others, a whole bunch of others down 8%. So it's the same thing, you know. BTC goes down a little, the rest of the stuff goes down a bit more. That's why everything else is pretty much deeper in the red than you can see BTC. Now, XRP, though, has climbed back quite a bit, and that's what I wanted to highlight in the beginning. And that's why I actually like the heat map, because you get a good visual of just some quick snapshot data, right? Oh, okay, some of these players are already starting to rebound, and you can see that with the price right here. Now, volume is up 17% to $9.5 billion. Who's making money? It's exchanges, because people are buying and selling shit tons of this. Normal XRP volume before the Trump election effect was 1 to 2 billion. So, I mean, we're sitting here at, like, what, 4 to 8 to 9x, depending on, you know, what volume extrapolate from there. Like, that's a big jump, and that's held on now for a couple months. Let's take a look at the candlesticks, because there was a little bit of a mini buying opportunity. Sub $2, is it still possible? Hard to say. I mean, look at this move right here. This move, right, was pushed down several times. You got low candlesticks right here of 233. This candlestick right here, 232, right? So right around the 233 mark. Now, since New Year's, right, we've seen some lows respectively, and I did a little air quote there, around the 220 mark. But you haven't seen $2 now since last year. Now, I know it's only been a couple weeks, but it's really cool. I waited for a while to do that kind of joke. Because you know how people do the see you next year thing, you just want to punch them in their fucking face? Like, yeah, like I did not do that. I waited for a couple weeks. Look, it is the 13th. I did this 13 days into the year. I finally made a lame joke. Okay, so give me credit for not doing it on day one. So yeah, last year, you maybe could have bought XRP for sub $2. But this year, you're going to be able to? Because, I mean, right now, we're seeing the strong move above 220, and that's what I was telling everyone. As long as we get to 220, by the time the 20th takes effect, we should be able to eat enough poop sandwiches, digest it, take the antibiotics we need, and then be able to move on to greener pastures. The 20th on. Headed by what? A 24-man, woman, and giraffe council. Depends on how you identify. Maybe you identify as a giraffe. I don't know. Do giraffes have blue hair? It's possible. I honestly don't know. Now, looking at the price, though, for XRP, we've seen recent pumperonis to $260. So within a couple weeks span, you've had $2, $260. That's a good chunk of movement. That's going to have a lot of players paying attention to this going, yo, there's some possibility here of some dramatic upswing. some dramatic opportunities to buy on some sales. So it's up to you on how you want to play, but the opportunities are definitely there. So today, I made myself some mixed veggies, brown rice, and chicken. Do I sound depressed? Yeah. It's because that food is boring AF until you add the juicy mango habanero, some soy sauce, maybe a piece of cake, some cookies over there, and then you got yourself a... No, I didn't do that last part because I gotta be good because I got a race coming up that I really care about here in a couple months. And you're like, Klaus, a couple months? Yeah. So I'm preparing now for things in the future. And that's what we're doing in the crypto market, right? We're taking care of these poop sandwiches right now and going through all of these poop sandwiches so that in the future, we're ready for the good stuff. And it's the same thing with CPI data. Same thing with regime changes at the SEC, CFTC as well, because yes, they both are going to have new leadership. So lots of changes are happening. Short-term pooping, possible. Yeah, we're going through it now. So possible, probable, likely. Long-term, I think there's going to be a lot less of that. The market, though, has been overreacting quite a bit, and I think that volatility is good for crypto. The bad part is when you get that crazy oscillation, it favors a lot of BTC dominance and BTC strength as a store of value, right? So like Sailor and all those other wackos are totally going balls deep into BTC. Well, yeah, because when you look at it, you're like, okay, so BTC goes up 5% and the alts go here. But then BTC goes down 3 and the alts go down like 7 or 8. And it's like, oh, damn it. So Sailor and all them, they're all getting into the BTC strategic reserve stuff. The United States, it appears they're going to try to go that route too. When it'll happen, we'll find out. I'll share it with you. There's just a lot of positives. And it would like suck for every video to have to like bring up all the positives, but there is a ton of stuff. In terms of like what we got to digest this week, CPI data and the procedural stuff with the SEC and the appeal. It's still Gary's SEC, so I mean, an a-hole's an a-hole. So I mean, like if I were a betting man, I'm not, but if I were a betting man, I would say an a-hole is going to always be an a-hole. Gary's an a-hole. I'm still covered in dog hair. I could see it in my feedback monitor I got over here. Still covered in absolute dog hair. See, I got distracted in my intro like that because I could see it up on the screen. I do have a really nice big feedback monitor, so like I could see all this stuff. So, yeah, I'm gonna go work out. I'm gonna do some strength work, and then I'm gonna do some basketball, and then I'm gonna go running, and then I'm gonna do mobility later, and then I'm not gonna tell you that because that's personal between me and my wife. Choo choo, bitches.